Good morning, my friends. This is our math video called Inches, Feet, and Yards. So what I have here is a measuring tape, and other measuring tapes might look a little different. Maybe you would pull them out and they would slide back in. That's a retractable measuring tape. This is one that I might use with fabric or to go around something, so it's kind of a soft measuring tape. But the great thing about this measuring tape is on it I see inches. You watched a Brain Pop video yesterday about inches. I also see feet because I know that 1 foot is 12 inches. But in this case, I can also see yards because 1 yard is 3 feet. So 12 is 1 foot. And 12 more would be 2 feet. And 12 more would be 3 feet, and that's what we call 1 yard. So today our focus is inches, which is what we use to measure small things, feet, which is what we use to measure kind of medium-sized things, and yards, of course, would be used to measure larger things. Inches, feet, and yards. Okay, so on page 743, I see, we're just going to do this together. You don't have to tear this one out of your book. You'll tear the next page out, but not this one. But it says, how can you measure to find an objects that are about 1 inch, 1 foot, and about 1 yard long? So if I think about something that's about 1 inch, here I'm going to show you my inch on a ruler this time. From here to here is 1 inch. I could think of lots of things that are laying around my house that measure about 1 inch long. Like, for example, a friend of mine brought me the cute little magnet the other day. Now, the length of this magnet is not about 1 inch long. The length is about 6 inches. But if I turn it sideways, I could say the width. It's a little more than 1 inch, but it's about 1 inch. So I'm going to list the width of my magnet. Now, can you find something in your house to either write or draw about that's about 1 inch long? One way to measure about 1 inch long is your knuckle. Bend your finger and look, from one knuckle to the next measures about 1 inch. So what do you know about a paper clip? It measures about 1 inch. And when I say about, that doesn't mean exactly. It means approximately. About, not exactly, but almost 1 inch. Okay, so now let's think about 1 foot. Now I showed you on my measuring tape that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. And my ruler here, turn it this way, goes to 12 inches, starts at 0 and goes up to 12. So I'm thinking about things that measure about the length of the ruler. Now I sent a ruler home in your packet, so you should be able to use it to find something that measures about 1 foot. Now I see something laying right here. This is a basket, it's got some snacks in it. And I might say that this basket measures about 1 foot. It's not exactly, but it's close to. So I'm going to list the basket. Can you find something around your house that measures about 1 foot? And then something that measures about 1 yard. And I said that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. This is 1 foot because it's equal to 12 inches. And if I put 3 of these together, I would have 1 yard. So 3 of my rulers, 12 plus 12 plus 12 would be 36 inches. 3 rulers would be about a yard. Ooh, I see a window in the background. Maybe my window measures about 1 yard. Can you find something in your house that measures about 1 yard? Doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to be about. Great. I'm turning to the back side. You're leaving this in your book. Don't tear it out because we're just going to look right here. This says you can use a ruler to measure length. And it tells us, it shows us lining it up at 0 and stretching it out to 1. It says this paper clip is about 1 inch long. This book is about 1 foot long, just like your math book. Remember, there are 12 inches in a foot. You can use a yardstick to measure length too. And I didn't send a yardstick home with you. I just didn't have enough of those. I only sent rulers home. But if I put 3 rulers end to end, that would be a yard. This bat is about 1 yard. Remember, there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay? So let's look down here. It says match each object with a reasonable estimate of its length. And they start with a hammer. So I have a hammer here. Does this hammer measure about 1 inch? No, because we said about 1 inch would be knuckle to knuckle, and that hammer is much larger than about 1 inch. Does this measure about a foot? Remember, a foot is about 12 inches. Or does this measure a yard? Remember that a yard would be 3 feet put together, so that would be 36 inches. I think this hammer measures about 1 foot. Here's a hammer. It's not exactly, but it's about 1 foot. So I'm going to match that up. Drawing a line from a hammer to where it says about 1 foot. Now, what do I know about a paper clip? You have a paper clip attached to Thursday's assignment because you're going to need that. So make sure that if you take it off and look at it today, you go ahead and reclip it to Thursday's assignment so you'll have it. But this paper clip, if you said it measures about 1 inch, I would agree with you. So I'm going to draw a line matching that up to about 1 inch. And then here I see a window, and it's not talking about this picture of a window, it's talking about a real window, which is why I sat in front of the windows today. We said that a window measures about 1 yard. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, which is the same as 36 inches. All right, now you can rip out the next page because this is what you're going to be working on your own. Now I want to point out to you that on 4, 5, and 6 it says estimate. An estimate is just a good guess. It doesn't have to be exact. It just has to be using your brain and what you know, your number sense, to make a good guess. So if I were thinking about a pencil, I don't have a pencil, I just have my marker. I'm going to guess how long it is. I'm going to estimate without measuring. I'm just going to estimate mine to be about 6 inches long. So that's where I would record right here. I'm going to say about 6 inches. Then the second column says measure. So that's when you actually take your ruler that I sent home with you, and you take your pencil and you lay it down starting at 0 and you measure. Oh, looky there, check it out. Mine measures about 6 inches. I was close, wasn't I? I did a good estimate. What if I had said about 5 inches? Would that have been okay? Yeah, because it was an estimate. Don't change your answer. It's okay. You did an estimate, and that's just fine. Now this number 5, you're supposed to estimate the length of a table. Now we're all going to have different size tables. I have a table that I'm sitting at right here that's a different size than the table that's sitting right over there. Doesn't matter. You just choose a table, any table in your house. Oh, I'm frozen.